to Dave Talks Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author David Applegate, and we have a exciting bunch of news. Exciting bunch of tabletop games to share with you. So just give me a moment, checking my sound. Yay, I have sound. Hopefully you didn't hear it. I did, but that's the point, and it's only for me to hear, or for you to hear. Just making sure that the audio levels are at least decent, although it does depend on the post-processing, which I have no control over. I wish I did, but then again, could you imagine how many people would probably just pump up the volume every time they try and create hype? Yeah, there's probably good reasons why they don't let us control post-processing. Sorry for rambling on. Just continue screen sharing. Don't know why. There we go. I'm going to start with my favorite site, the Bundle of Holding. Now, lately I have been recording these to do chapters and editing, but really they're... Yeah. Sorry, man. It's just cost. Everybody wants money out of your pocket these days. So with the amount of limited editing I could do, I'm going to have to do a few more live videos. But it's okay. I don't mind going live. And I haven't been pre-recording to avoid you, so I don't have to talk to the audience. No, actually, I've been busy over the December holidays, Christmas, family. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been going live. Another is, just testing things, editing, see if I can just clean up audio a little bit, but doesn't seem to be a much appreciated effort. And as I said, these editors, they want money. The old Gods of Appalachia. Now, Bundle of Holding is my favorite site because you can get bundles like this bundle for a reasonable price. And now and again, they have a really reasonable bundle for a reasonable price. Now, if you're into horror, this is definitely for you. The Appalachia starter is only $7.95. Now, the old Gods of Appalachia RPG bundle features the old... a captivating game based on an anthology podcast by Stephen Shell and Cam Collins. It's set in the alternative versions of the Appalachian Mountains of East US. This tells of the green, the dark, and things even more ancient. For eons, these peaks entomb beings of malice and unknowable hunger, but the mountains that were once mighty are now mere hills, and their prison walls are thin. Things that have slumbered are now awoken. Now, the thing that's so incredible about this is a massive multi-million-dollar Kickstarter campaign. This is a highly successful Kickstarter campaign at an extremely low value. Now, Level Up, basic pack, you could get started in the mountains for $7.95 for the 3 titles in the starter pack. But if you level up, which I recommend you do, you get... And the threshold price is only $16.95. You get the entire bonus collection with 5 more titles. Now, the starter pack gives you the RPG, which includes the Player's Guide. This is an introduction to the old gods, the setting, and the system, of course. This uses the cipher system. This enables you to develop characters based on concepts and build up mechanics based around skills, abilities, resources, spirit voices, etc. and with loads of lore. And there are 2 complete adventures to get you started. Now there's lore, a beast, airy, and beast area full of creatures and entities, and there's also equipment and more. Now this comes with a railroad guide. Now the railroad guide is how you get around. You use the guide to, follow the train lines, or ride the rail, and this also gives you your basic map and level up, which I recommend you do. You get bonus material. Now, Dig Your Own Grave is an expansion. This expands on your characters. This enables you to build characters you won't forget. Now, of course, this has things like backstories. So you have a path which your characters follow, who you were, the tragedies in your life, and how these things have affected you. And you have new NPCs as well as new descriptors and foci. Now, this is stuff that's more in-game. If you're new to Cypher, these things may not mean much to you. I don't haven't played it, so I can't explain it well to you. I apologize, but I'm told, these are game critical things, survival horror mechanics. So, how you deal with the darkness. So, yeah. And that's what these games are about, right? How you deal with the darkness. Now, Leave Them Ghosts Alone is a one-shot adventure for the old Gods of Appalachia. Now, the funeral of a friend, a childhood friend, it's never easy. But this is someone you accidentally killed and then resurrected. Now, we all have O's, and this one's coming due. Now, this is a small town full of memories, ghosts, and promises unpaid. It's a one-shot adventure which featured at Gen Con 23. Now, the decks, these are things for you to track, like monsters, ciphers, objects, and experiences. Now, it's all about uncovering dark forces, spoiling their plans, and rack up XP. Now, these are tangible tokens for gameplay, right? And then, of course, you have the Game Master screen. Now, all your useful handy tools and charts in one place for quick reference. And that's the old Gods of Appalachia with just over 3 days to go. Next up, we have Die the RPG. Now, this is a meta fantasy role-playing game from Roman Cook. This is a game within a game. The Die Collection, $14.95, gives you the entire collection. What is Die? Well, it's a game from Roman Rook and Deckard based on, created in parallel with the Die Image comic series, 20 issues, 2018, between 20 and 21 by Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Haas. You play a group of flawed and desperate real-world adults. These are called persona in-game. But the thing is, in-game, the meta part is that in-game, you are playing in a online RPG. And you're a power player known as Paragons. And you are caught between wanting to return to the real world and continuing playing out your lives as power gamers in this realm that is based on obsessions, dreams, and nightmares of your creation, of your group's creation. But the things, whether you stay or go, the dead can't vote, it can get bloody. What will you do to get home safe? Well, you're a god in this game, so yeah, there's 3 chapters, right? So you've got the game, which is based on the die comic, and 3 scenarios. Now, you have a collection of chapters in each. You have the bizarre love triangles, love is a battlefield, and childish things. So you have scenarios based around love triangles, love the relationships themselves, and childish things is about, well, childish things where you have, you're in a fantasy world that you developed as, or created or played in as teenagers, because your actions affect that world. And however, the game master doesn't want it, is opposed to resurrection. So now you're dealing with a suburban home that's turned into a dungeon, and the game master's on a teddy bear kaiju. There's parental secrets, sibling rivals, a family that wants to play together forever. Now, Sins of the Past, it's about a LARP where something's gone wrong, and there's consequences. So you have a series of multiple games, which makes this a very, very, it's not quite a mega pack, but it is still, for the price, you're basically picking up 12 games for the price of one, which is pretty much a bargain. Now, this one too, the clock is running out. Most of these are time limited. Now, they do start off with a lot of time. They usually start at 18 days. Some go longer, but usually 18 days. And they do get resurrected, but there's a long time between resurrections. So this one was from February 21, and it's the second of 2 offers on the hero system. Now, Champions is based on the hero systems, and of course, if you couldn't tell straight away, it's about superpowers and superheroes. Now, the character collection, $12.95, gives you the complete campaign book and templates. However, if you level up, which I recommend you do, and beat the threshold price of $37.98, you get the entire Champions collection. As this has 6 more titles, and these are complete collections. Now, so in the basic collection, you have the standalone rules for the flagship hero system. So you don't need to get hero systems, you just need Champions. You just need this book, and it'll tell you everything you need to know about 6th edition hero system, though it is condensed. But it's condensed solely for Champions, right? So, yeah. Now, you also have the campaign book. Now, the campaign is the ultimate guide to creating heroes and adventures. The stories and how they affect the Earth, the hidden dangers, the powerful organizations and secret, of course, that influence Earth, major characters, and the various super teams out there. Now, there's all sorts of heroes and villains out there, and you fight to save humanity, allegedly. Now, powers. Now, this gives you a whole bunch of them, right? Now, there's a lot of powers. There's actually an entire wiki out there that is literally just like massive with thousands of them. So this is pretty cool. Of course, if you're looking at other things, these would be, there'd be magic. These would be sonic and magic powers, and be broken down. But yeah, superpowers, 391 pages of them. And templates, how to easily build characters, making it easy for you. Level up, which I recommend you do. Now, in the collection, you get the universe. Now, this gives you a whole bunch of outlines, basically, for character creations, NPCs, scenarios, superhero demographics, superhumans, and of course the what's going on, right? A review of the major players. So this gives you a world build on top of the existing world building. And this takes it further again. Now, it's not just about Earth. There's aliens and alien humans. There's aliens that the humans have encountered, what's happening on the moon and the solar system and beyond. So you get an outline of the major alien races and the guardians of the galaxy. So, yeah, this is Guardians of the Galaxy before there was Marvel. Again, this is superheroes before there was Marvel. I'm talking about the Marvel role-playing game. Sorry. Champions and villains. Yeah, you need villains. You've got all sorts of villains to master villains, of course. The most important, powerful supervillains, and then you've got teams of supervillains and those who are specifically solo up for mercenaries and sidekicks for the biggest players. The Empress, the biggest threat out there, is a woman. Ta-da! Empowerment! Now, of course, what is her most what is her power? The regents, the viceroys, and the imperial bureaucracies, security forces, etc., and her legions. So this is a bonus collection of characters. This is all from a Kickstarter back in December 2011. It's actually, and yeah, it's a pretty good collection, and it predates the Marvel RPG, I believe, from what I've seen. But yeah, so Champions is a pretty good system. Next, we have, for some reason, my computer's deciding to, and every time I change tabs, it's going to reload. So I'm sorry about that. Strike Force is the second, of course. This is for Champions. This is a 22 years of Champions. Now, this is the 2016 sourcebook, archives, and new organizations all put together. So it's a huge collection for $19.95. Everything you need for 260 sessions of nearly 50 players, plus hundreds more games and Pulp Fiction heroes, superheroes, and spin-off campaigns, all from Earth AU. This is stuff about game mastering, long campaigns, the table-tested solutions that were originally put out in 1998 in Strike Force. This is revised and expanded in the 2016 edition. So this is a stupendous dive into a long-running RPG, okay, and the long-running sessions of and campaigns of a long-term game master. So if you want to up your game as a game master, this is on my list to get next week. Strike Force collection, everything you need for one price, or DRM3. So once you download it, you think your drive's faulty, just cut it across to a new drive. You don't have to worry about DRM, digital rights management, and of course you are always able, as long as the site's up, to come back and download it again, of course, and it is also linked to your Drive-Through RPG account. Strike Force collection. So this is Aaron's Strike Force. These are his sketchbooks, hero designs, and other files. It's all updated with original sketches, original characters, original heroes. Right. So next we have the organizations, which is a bunch of them. Sorry, I hope I'm not racing too fast. You should, if I am, let me know. But this is 800 megabytes of hero campaigns, right? 6,928 newsletters, artworks, and other materials in huge PDFs covering 25 years of gaming sessions. This is something you probably going to thumb through over and over and over again. And probably, of course, you'll be referring to the you got your characters, your organizations. Now you got the actual campaigns, and this is a new scan of the original document. This is just for backstory. This was originally a third edition. This was a third edition supplement in 2018, and the new scan of the original manuscript, which the original manuscript was published first in 1998. This was scanned and released in 2018 originally. Now this is a restorative scan, so you can actually search this one as it comes in multiple formats of the original text. This is probably the best bundle, but of course, for this bundle to work, you need the original. However, if you're into fantasy, perhaps the Burning Wheel is more your speed. Now, this one is also revised, and the Burning Wheel collection 1995, one price gets you the entire collection. Now, this is a medieval-themed tabletop fantasy about vibrant, dynamic characters who beliefs propel the story. Now, this is an early and influential indie classic. The Burning Wheel has you basically adventuring your life paths. You create well-rounded, broadly skilled characters with passionate motivations. It then supports you with a comprehensive, challenging array of interlocking rule systems, right? So this is a rules-heavy, right? There's a 600-page rule book, but you're not going to use all of it at any one time. However, the more rules you have, the richer your gameplay becomes. Now, when you make everything just 2 dice rolls, you can't, right, you immediately destroy the game balance if you add a +1 or +2 or +3 or even just +1 dice. You know, when it's simple, the simpler the rules, the harder it is to be dynamic because you can't take stuff out because it's paper thin, where as something as dynamic as this, you'll ignore an entire life path. You don't have to rip chapters out of the book, or you don't have to tear your hair out trying to work out the last minute. You don't follow a particular life path. You're not worried about it, right? But the revised editions, there's a 75-page introductory, and and the codex and the anthology, which is all you need to play, right? So, yeah. So you have, right, the Burning Wheel Gold Revised Edition, where you play in it is a simple D6 dice pool system, right? You have roles for task resolution, character advancement, beliefs, various tests, such as you test the steel, test the nerves. There's various subsystems for social situations, etc. And, of course, a gut-wrenching combat system. Everything you do has an effect. You close off some paths, you resolve duels and conflicts, and you may open up new, right? You may be headed towards glory or a crushing defeat. Sorry. It's just a long way of saying, yeah. You're not just defeated. You're not just humiliated. You're forgotten. Now, I know what it means. I just can't announce it properly. one of my many issues. Moving on. The philosophy, of course, is called the character creation is called burning, and the hub is like the burning wheel, right? It's your life, right? This is your past, your ethics, your beliefs, and goals. It's all about transactions, your goals. You are the consequences of your actions. Now you have things like fate, persona, and deed. These are all bonus points, and as the needle rises, you can improve your player. But it's an interactive economy. So you build right and you're building success. Build wrong and you fail. Now you do get a free adventure with this to get you started. But the codex, right? You need this for the wizardry path. This has all your magics, right? But it's also for warriors, where you've got martial arts and other new lifespans. But this is a new expansion, right? So, and the anthology, 20 years of rules and playing, boiled down to 122 pages. This is an amazing collection. So you've got fantasy, you've got horror, and superheroes. However, next up, we have the Painted Wastelands. Old school RPG, painted collection, $17.95. One price gets you a fantasy pastel realm using old school essential rules. This is based on early D&D. And this is about your eldritch power, a failed attempt to dethrone a god. And of course, you're in the lower hierarchy. You must survive the bleeding eye preachers, enormous sky jellies, the laughing spider, acolytes of the various cults, and more. This is not just about the cuteness or colored, brightly colored painted wastelands. It's about survival. And if you're lucky, you find a way out. You're the failure, and now you have to deal with your failure. You must survive your failure. Now, this is a bizarre, of course, a vibrant world. And yeah, $17.95 gets you an entire collection. Now, yeah, $17.95 gets you all 5 titles. Right. There is, of course, the Wasteland. This is the player's guide and referee screen. Now, this is the actual locations that you could visit. New adventures. Sorry, this is a new adventure that gives you new locations. Sorry, and you explore various ones. You have and yeah, they're all filled with strange new NPCs. So in part, this is there's also a deck of cards. The cards are cursed. Yes. So yeah, you explore the Painted Wastelands. Now, the quest unannounceable is the full length. So you got 1, 2, 3. So you got the rules, the player's guide, and the referee screen. You got a introductory tour that expands the wastelands, and now you've got a full length adventure. This is a long time ago. There lived one Iron Mancer called Davros Savage. Built his family home, endlessly shifted amongst realities, would go where no one else would go, where no one expected, and of course, within lied limitless eldritch power, the freckless Mr. Unpronounceable. However, after many years of being trapped, failing to steal the power for itself, you've somehow cracked the nexus points and stranded in the Painted Wasteland, and an increasing number of multiversal clones are now trapped within the manse, alongside beings of other editions of reality. And a strange situation is unfolding and may bring about the apocalypse. Enter you guys, the characters. So this is a weird quest, right? There are aficionados of the weird, and this obviously, extreme fantasy. If this is your thing, you'll find not just only weirdness, but good humor in the Painted Desert. Your traditional fantasy player might just find it's nothing more than weirdness for the sake of weirdness. Yes, that is what a weird game is. Weird for the sake of being weird. Now, the thing is, if you are into role-playing, this is one of the must-haves. The Dread Thingonomicon, a compendium of things for $7.95. This is an amazing system because it is no system. It's all for game masters with 73 chapters of text files. There's also some free material on their website to expand this. This is just an entire system mutual list of things. It's real. Get over it. Next up, of course, is my Patreon. Ta-da! I opened to convince some of you, and recently I've had an increase in membership. Oh my God, heart be still. I actually might have some more members. We might be getting somewhere, building a community around Future Fantasy. Now, Future Fantasy is going to be the past, present, and future in fantasy formats built around my writing on the Empire of Elves. So hopefully you'll experience the past, present, and future of the Empire through the eyes of its ruling family, the founders and creators of the Empire. Their trials, troubles, and tribulations. And maybe their dastardly secrets as well. I mean, no one's hands are clean. Now, I'm not saying every day, but at least every week something comes out on Drive-Thru RPG. Well, for some reason, I am experiencing a slow internet and pages are refreshing. Maybe I left the idle too long. Who knows? But what I can tell you, this is a new one from an indie. And this is this week's bestseller. A brand new and a bestseller from an indie is so rare. Now, this is the Rangers of the Shadow Deep, Ashen Sky, from Joseph A. McCullough. This normally you'd see products from from companies, not people. Now this is a first release. Okay, back in December he added it, right, and it was approved and added to the catalog on the 8th. It's yesterday. And in that time, it's become a bestseller, which now it only reached the rank of silver, but it's this week's bestseller. Now, this was originally the creator's Patreon, and it includes 3 standalone scenarios within the setting Shadow Deep for Rangers. So it's within Shadow Deep, and it's for Rangers of level 10 plus, and with a selection of companions for Rangers and unique magic items to be found. There's no further information, and this was, yeah. But despite the lack of information, this individual has many products out, so he has a following, and good on him, right? Next up, we have Scion. A new product for Scion, I should say, which again is taking its time to load because everything decided to load. Now, this is the Gods Player's Guide. Now, this again, as you can, is new and also achieved bestseller status. Right, Scion allows you to play gods, titans, dragons, etc. Right, and instead of building, a tiny pocket of terra incognito, gods can forge sprawling metropolises in a matter of days or even mere hours. Gods make their plans. However, this is a guide for the however. So you got rules for creating gods, titans, blah, 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 and the waging of war between the realms. No gods, no masters. Yeah, this is, children of the gods rejecting, So this is a storytelling game from Onyx Path Publishing. And there you go. Next up, great. Of course, an update on the Thundercats Kickstarter. I've been following this one for a while. It was funded within moments of its release. Had been there on follow for quite some time. And yes, 321,000 currently. It has over 1,800 backers with 7 days to go. This is a guaranteed successful project. This is from Dynamite Toys and Games. And it has quite a number of updates and additions and stuff to go with it. But the basic book, $40 US, around $80. Yeah, it's not cheap, but it's a hardcover. That's just the PDF. But it got its mark just off that. So, it met its mark. And yeah, because it's a professional product from a professional team. It was with a well-known IP, or well enough known IP to have at least thousands of fans willing to pay money, which also comes along with an IP cost. So yeah, it's why it's up there. Next up, we have a new update on TerraClash, a Roguelite RPG. It's on its way to meeting its goals. I believe it's gone up since I've last looked at it. And it's reached 72 backers with 23 days to go. This one is interesting in that it is based on cards and it's based on the concept of Roguelite. Basically, as you improve your character, you can die and start again. You can go solo or team up. And it's all about unfolding cards and reacting to them, resolving the cards, and just rinse and repeat. But they are actually enabling bulk purchases with this, I believe, now. And throws in some mugs, character mugs, etc. So, yeah. Right, so... yeah, so again, I'm a bit on the heavy side, but it's a different way of playing an RPG, and different doesn't mean imperfect, does it? No. Card RPGs are not new, and this one has deck building, so just because it comes with only what you would consider a few cards in the beginning, no, it's a deck builder. So there's definitely going to be more decks to come, probably more Kickstarters to come in this. I've seen other ones But unfortunately, I was looking at Kickstarter and some of the other Kickstarter projects. There's a lot of STL Kickstarters coming out now just for characters. There isn't much coming out yet. So, of course, if you got any news or any tips, let me know. But without further ado, thank you all for coming. Like, share, and subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Support my channel. Check out my links in the description. I have all. If you're on Rumble or YouTube, or go to my RPG Patreon. You'll get all the links. You can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree description below. But this time you also find it on my RPG Patreon. Both my patrons. I post all the links there all the time. So thank you for watching. Really appreciate it all. See you in the next video, and bye for now.